All right, Madison. So just briefly, so you can see, you'll have a copy of this on your phone, and keep your dad in the loop a little bit as well. On the right-hand side, we've got you after one or two little changes that we've made to setup in particular. On the left-hand side, this was your swing week 1 when you arrived. I recorded it as sort of a baseline to work from. As you can see on the right, a lot more dynamic look and setup position. You've worked really hard on that. We have you coming in the video room, stand on the Bosu ball, really getting your muscles engaged a little bit into your posture. So clear to see that the line between the spine and the thigh here is increased. You know, your typical posture when things are not going well for you is to get sort of very tall in the legs, which gets your center of gravity very high, and the shaft also sort of very up at 59 or 60 degrees there. Okay, so much more squattier look, a lower center of gravity. I have you feeling like you're pushing pressure down into the ground there. The shaft comes down a little bit more to where it should be. All right, so really this is setting up your golf swing, and from there I think everything's really where I want it. You have to start to own this a little bit now, but this is exactly where I want you to be, and you've got to practice that and have that come pretty natural as time goes by. Okay. From face on, we'll get into swing in a second, but from face on, again, it's a tidier looking setup position. It's setting you up to coil better. It's setting you up to swing the club a little bit more online. Brought the right foot a little bit more under you where it should be there, you see. See here how your right foot's a little wide. Stance overall is probably a little wide for an iron. Right foot certainly sort of separated away from your body, and I think from this position, almost very difficult for you to coil. You can see here that you actually don't, and just get a little lifty with the arms. Not really transferring the weight, not really getting that core to coil up there. So overall a lot better. Your arms look better. There's a slight tilt away from parallel with the spine, tilted right just very slightly. Your left arm then kind of straightens up. Your grip then sort of sits better into the fingers of the left hand. And all those things add up to the club swinging more online and the club face being a little squarer during your swing. So if we take you back from here with just this sort of little swing that we're working on, from this good setup, you start to hinge the club well, and you can start to see how your weight's now moving and your right hip is now coiling. We'll continue to work to try and get that right hip to coil even just a touch more back into that right heel there, but that's very good. Then you get a transferring of the weight coming down and release through. And we're going to keep working on that release through a little bit as well, just to make sure that you understand exactly what you're doing there. From the other side, from that great posture, you can now see that as you swing the club back, okay, your hands and arms will stay sort of nice and close to you, and you'll start to hinge the club up. From this posture here, you know, what happened was the arms went away from you, the club face almost shut down and went in. You can definitely see a difference in the club face once it gets towards the top here. You'll also see how much more compact that swing looks. The right hip is definitely turning better. Still got that nice squatty low center of gravity look. Big difference in the club face, right? And when you've been missing it left a little bit, and that's sort of coming from that. Club face position. Alright, nice lines coming down. You shallow out the club beautifully. Club face is square. Here the club face is closed. You see the big difference in that face there. Alright, and then coming through, you start to release the club a little bit better as well. Sometimes when that face is closed like that, you get that almost scoopy release to try to guide it online, as opposed to being able to release with maximum force. Which you will be able to once you get used to this new movement. Okay, so great work. You've done everything I've asked you to up to now, so I'm super happy with that. You've got to keep working though. You've got to outwork me. All right, that's your goal. Good, and that's all we're doing. We're just doing little sort of half swings back and through to be able to sort of work on the process of this right now. Okay, good. We'll get you off that right side a little bit, I think, when we head back out. Okay?
Okay.